and welcome. Going back to Dark Souls once again. Running a bit of a different setup this time. Well, not really setup, but we'll be taking Golem armor, at least for a little bit on this. Not for any particular reason, I just felt like it, I guess. No, particular meaning to it outside of just mix things up a bit. As I stated last time, at this point, Smoes would probably be your best bet if you just want general armor. Havel's for magic and poise, but otherwise Smoes tends to beat it out. In any case, we're going to be doing the, less finished, less polished parts of the game this time. Not my favorite bit of it, but gotta be done to get to the good stuff, at least. We'll see what we can get done in the time we have, but at the very least, I would like to get through Lost Izalith and Tomb of the Giants. Let's see how we do. I'm going to be starting with Lost Izalith, simply because there's something we want from it. Specifically, we want the Sunlight Maggot. Sunlight Maggot makes Tomb of the Giants vastly easier. Not having to have a lantern being held up all the time if you want to see a damn thing. As much of an advantage as you might expect. And frankly, Tomb of the Giants is a little bullshit. It's nothing but giant skeletons, which by themselves aren't too bad, but they're sometimes in groups, and more importantly, skeleton dogs, which are pretty bad. Skeleton dogs, well, we'll see when you get there, but not enemies you want to tangle with if at all possible, and especially not when you can't see a thing. To get the Sunlight Maggot, we're going to need to give this bitch 30 humanity. Now, fortunately, Dark Souls Remastered lets you do it in blocks and not one at a time. So that saves a considerable bit of stupid button pressing. Occurs to me we've never talked to Engi. Let's just say hi.
Are you prepared to dedicate yourself to our fair lady? Then I will make available whatever you require. If you need something, ask me first.
He, at the moment, just sells this, and can modify your Pyromancy Flame. If you do have eggs, he will sell Pyromancy stuff.
No time for idle chat. Think only of our fair lady and what she may need.
But we're not going to get ourselves egged up just for that. Now we've already cleared the Ceaseless Discharge, obviously. We are going to have to make ourselves human. Now that we have cleared the yellow gate, the yellow fog gates, after putting down the Lord Vessel, forgot to give myself a humanity. There will be a NPC invasion in the upcoming area. It'll be an old friend of ours. Also, this is one area where you don't have to worry if you are online too much about invasions from other people. This current area we're in, you can't invade in. Kirk will appear before we get to Demon Ruins proper, where you can be invaded. And even beyond that, almost no one invades in Demon Ruins. Honestly, the last time I was invaded, I couldn't believe it. And the invasion didn't come until I was next to the fog door, basically, so I just was like, whatever. Who cares? Because seriously, what kind of person invades Demon Ruins? It's not what I'd call ideal PvP location. The only thing it really has going for it is that if you're being a bitch and just trying to get the win at all costs, there are plenty of tough enemies that you can hide behind. Which, these demons are not... Oh, come on. These demons are not so bad by themselves, but if you aggro a lot of them at once, they can actually be pretty dangerous. Especially when you're not rocking the heaviest of armors like we are. Oh, Golem armor is honestly not even that strong. It's not bad, though. Before we actually fight the boss of this place, we might decide to just throw on good old Havels, because the boss is kind of magic-based. Now, we could... Well, we're gonna have to get Invade first, but just as a heads up, we could go through there, or, when the time comes, we could just drop down. And why would you want to fight a billion randomly placed Capra demons when you can just do a little drop instead? Also, yes, Kirk is a pushover. Oh, not bad. Won't use it, but hey, we have it. This jerk blocks a bonfire. These things are a pain in the ass. We can kill them quickly enough, but they're honestly pretty dangerous. Got a nice little humanity for our troubles. Grab this item, and we'll give it a sit. No levels, oh well. We won't actually be leveling up all that much from now on. We're at a point in the game where most of these areas don't actually give that much in terms of souls. Lost Izalith is giving us very little. And levels cost quite a bit. So we'll get some here and there, especially after killing bosses, but nothing quite so fast as we've seen up until this point. Lol. Tech. LOL. So we could just go straight to the boss if we wanted, but let's just clear the area while we're at it. There's nothing of much value, but that never stopped us before, now did it? Do want to be very slightly careful here. Outside of just the fight versus the Taurus demons itself, which is really not too hard for us, there is the slight issue that their body, when falling, can push you off the edge. Doesn't happen often, but it's happened to me once. Just the way it displaces you as it falls over, before it fully vanishes. Now, up ahead, bunch of these worm assholes. Bunch of them. I didn't quite reach. That, and yeah, they have corrosive vomit. That'll degrade your weapons and armor if it hits. As you can see, they do actually hit fairly hard. They're all around a right pain in the ass. Now, if we had Pyromancy, and if we had Poison or Toxic Mist, and just did not want to interact with them in the slightest, that would be an option. But having none of that, well, it's not an option. Now, honestly speaking, you gonna attack? I would recommend just not bothering with these jerks. As you can see, they don't give all that much. Like, Green Titanite, who cares? I think they might have another drop. I don't actually remember for sure. But they're really not worth the bother when you can just bow. And yes, we got the Large Flame Ember. If we took this to Vamos, it would let us reach plus 10 fire weapon, which is essentially a plus 15. Because the way other upgrades work, you get everything starts with a plus 5, and then it starts to branch out. So you can take it from a plus 5 to a fire, go up to a fire plus 5 from there, just with Vamos, and then once you get that Ember, you could then take it to a fire plus 10. Or you could take it from the fire plus 5 if you have the large Chaos Ember, or I think it's just the Chaos Ember. You take it from a fire plus 5 to a Chaos plus 5. Well, Chaos, and then you get it to plus 5. Lightning, you would take from a normal plus 10 and turn it into lightning at the giant blacksmith. So even if you don't get a, even if you don't get the Ember from New Londo before doing an Orlando, you for fighting Ornstein and Smough. Now, that's great. The only thing there to keep in mind is that Lightning does very poorly against Ornstein. Does quite well against Smough, pretty bad against Ornstein. So if you want to take that route, I would recommend having a fire weapon as well. In general, it's just nice to have. Also, good job. We're not going to switch. We're just not going to switch to Havels, but normally I would honestly recommend switching to Havels for this boss fight if you are at all worried. And we are going to do the boss fight before heading down there. Just cuz. Yes, Havels is pretty good for this. This boss is magic and physical, so Havels provides the best magic defense, and honestly, its magic is what you have to watch out for the most. Which I failed to dodge entirely because I misread its attack. But yes, this is just Stray Demon, but there's fire on it. It doesn't even, like, I don't even think it has fire attacks. I'm pretty sure it's still just magic damage. It's just the Stray Demon with slightly different stats and a slightly different look. Which, the Stray Demon was already a reskin of the first boss. If you can count the Asylum Demon as the first boss. I would kind of count it as that. I mean, it's not wrong exactly, but I don't know. Asylum Demon doesn't really feel like a boss to me. We're not doing a very good job at staying behind its rumpus. Yes, I just said that. Don't ask why. This is not exactly a difficult boss. The arena can be kind of annoying, but it's not that bad. And especially because you've probably fought this thing, to some degree, twice already. You can really tell that they're kind of just reusing shit at this point. It gets more and more obvious. Oh, come on. Now, we're gonna go grab a nice little shortcut at the top of the stairs here. Fuck off. And then we got one more boss we're gonna want to fight before we actually take the path we opened up. Although I guess we haven't shown that it is in fact open, but perhaps I should refer to it as the path that we did not take earlier. First. Swoop. Oh, this I always found a little weird. Because, as you'll see in a moment, it was this thing all along. So why was it down there now? Yeah, I don't fucking know. It just kind of knows where you are and goes there so you can use it. I don't think it necessarily makes sense, but does it have to? And yeah, you can come back here. If you haven't given her the 30 humanity yet, now's your time. Now's your time. I'll be coming back here, once more for something after Lost Izalith. Unless we get the old witch's ring from the crow. Which we could have had before now, but... Or if it was your starting gift, also there's still the option of talking to her. And there's nothing over to the sides here. It's really just, you can get that, and then this can get you down slightly faster. At the cost of a bit of HP. But there's a bonfire ahead, so we don't really need to care. So you can't tell immediately just from looking, but there is, in fact, a staircase. The bonfire and another boss! This boss is stupid, a pain in the ass, not fun in the slightest. Which, fits Lost Izalith pretty well, honestly. That's Lost Izalith in a nutshell. I'm gonna tank up a bit more for this one. Let's just run Smo for a little bit. The boss is a big ugly piece of shit, so why shouldn't we be? Also, we're gonna run Black Knight Shield, but the Tarkus's Shield would work pretty well too. You look back here, there's an item. And then you want to try and land on the root. Which I was pretty close. I don't think the fall will kill you, but it will hurt. Oh, and this is Solaire's summon sign, by the way. He is, as far as I know, the only NPC with a yellow summon sign. By the way, if you do summon him, I'm pretty sure you actually get the sunlight tokens from a successful summon. Centipede Demon. I think you're supposed to drag it over there to fight it. I usually just fight it on this platform, or this little island here. Whether that's the best strategy or not, I'm not sure. Since it can sometimes be a bitch over here, especially doing that. As you can see, it's not entirely blockable with this. But it's pretty easy to dodge. Black Iron Great Shield could probably manage. Also, you can't really hit it back in time. You can get kind of close, and you can say that maybe if I timed it perfectly, but no. Kind of just goes through it, like you saw. And he will sometimes just stand there spamming that until not quite the end of time. He stops eventually. But for a considerable length, at the very least. Ah, bullshit. Take a bit of damage here. You don't end up as long as you don't end up in the lava, though, we're fine. Oh, I should two-hand. He's gonna do a jump. You can also cut off, I don't remember if it was his arm or his tail or what, but there's a part of his body you can cut off. And it'll give you the lava resistance ring. Ow. Just heal up, because why not? But you can also get it by just killing him. It's possible maybe you're supposed to cut off the arm, get the ring, then take him there to fight him, or fight him in the lava or some shit. I don't know, it doesn't matter. As you saw, we can beat him easily enough, just man fighting. Beautiful. Oh yeah, there are some items in here, by the way, if you want to run around. And if we head over to the bonfire there, you'll meet Solaire. I think, actually, we can just show it off while we're at it. Orange charred ring. Lore from the orange... I won't bother reading it, but... the lore from the orange charred ring, if memory serves, talks about how, the... Ceaseless Discharge was the male of the Witches of Chaos. Or... because they weren't Chaos yet. The Witch of Izalith and her Daughters of Chaos. But before they actually got corrupted by the Flame of Chaos, that was the brother among them. Got lumped in with the daughters, I guess. Oh well. And Unfortunately for him, he got turned into a giant freakish mutant thing, while they just got spiders for asses. Or in the case of Quilana, no problems at all. Here is Solaire. It's a bit sad.
Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it. Why? After all...
Yeah. He's not too happy. He came to Anor Londo in search of his own personal son. He has not found it yet. You could take his own personal son to be probably like meaning in life, goal, something to motivate him. I don't know, whatever. As you can see, we're still taking, honestly, decent chunk of damage. The more fire resistance you have, the more it helps. I don't know how Golem does on that grounds. Yeah, it's not the best. It's not terrible, as you can see. Like, it's still solid, but there is better. Goldhem Black, by the way, has a lot of fire resistance. If you do want to run around in lava, Goldhem Black is your friend. Honestly, Goldhem Black is just a really stinking good light armor. You can't upgrade it, but the stats are pretty crazy. Has really high bleed and poison resistances, good fire resistance, pretty sure good magic resistance, and not terrible physical resistance, to be honest. It's not amazing, and even among light armors, there are better, but it ain't bad at all. We're going to keep our Black Knight shield on for just a little bit. Now, I will mention it's important to turn around after meeting Solaire and not proceed through the lava. Because if you proceed too much farther without... And in fact, I'm not sure exactly where the cutoff for how far you head up to trigger his demise is, but if you do it before... Or maybe it's like if you reload after reaching that point, I'm not sure. But whatever it is, before dealing with him, you want to go and kill the bug we're gonna kill. These are their chaos bugs, I think is what they're called. They can drop some chunks, red chunks. They can drop, I believe, sunlight metals. They give a tiny bit of souls, but they don't do anything besides try and run. Also, this door. Because we gave the 30 humanity to old little white spider lady, that door is open for us. Reaching rank 3 in her covenant is what opens it. And this is Sunlight Maggot. If we get here without having obtained the Sunlight Maggot, Solaire will be here, hostile, having gone crazy, and wearing the Sunlight Maggot on his head. Now, whether it's because the maggot is affecting him mentally somehow, controlling him, making him crazy, whatever, or if he's just gone mad and that's just all there is to it, who knows. That was lucky. But he will be here, he'll be aggressive, and you'll be forced to kill him. End of his quest line. Or if not, I suppose you could technically just run away, but regardless of if you kill him or not, it is the end of his quest line. He is unable to truly find his own son, his own raison d'etre. Oh, by the way, having killed the Sunlight Maggot, he sort of just spawns.
Was it all a lie? Have I done this all for nothing? Oh, my dear son. What now? What should I do? My son. My dear, dear son. Was it all? Oh, my...
Yeah. If you don't kill the maggot, he will take the maggot as his son, claim about how he's found it, and attack you, having gone mad. unable to find himself, or whatever he was looking for. Killing the maggot, and you take away a false son that he could latch onto. Leaving him, unfortunately, without a real son still, but... better that than mad, perhaps? Who knows? And yeah, there's another one of these guys. This one respawns. Unfortunately, it's a pain in the ass to fight because this area is tiny and is very easy to be knocked off. I am being a bit too greedy. We can tank it, but it does hurt quite a bit. You really don't want to get hit by the grab, though. That's for sure. Yep, he's jumping. We got him, though. Give it a heal. Now, this is a, renewable source of Demon Titanite there, which is the main use of that guy. Honestly, though, it's a real pain in the ass to farm. You don't have to farm it too much if there's only one boss weapon you're going to go for. But if you want more than one, and you're not looking for a New Game Plus run before getting it, then, well, yeah, have fun. Wall. Good luck. Yeah, this... Lost Izalith is comprised almost exclusively of these jerks. As enemies, at least. These jerks, with the occasional freaky mouth monster thing, and dragon butts. Also lava. Like, I'll admit, the area of this part, especially visually, is not too bad. Also, we'll go there in a bit. We'll save that part for later. Arguably, probably should have done that first. Oh well. If you want to be maximum efficient, you should head down into Blighttown from the Daughters of Chaos bonfire. Head down into Blighttown. Then from there, find Siegmeyer. He'll be kind of near the Great Hollow. Give him some poison moss. Make sure you found his daughter, which means going to the Duke's Archives first. And then save this bit for last, in his quest line. We're not doing it in that order, and honestly, well, the order doesn't matter too much outside of do this before Tomb of Giants. I just felt like doing this in Tomb of Giants before doing the, Archives, so... Again, arguably more efficient to do Archives first. I just, don't care. It just means we have to come back here. It takes like 3 minutes. It doesn't matter. It really just does not. We don't have to kill all these guys either, but we're gonna. At least this time around. And then the next time through, we're probably just gonna run by. And yes, we are gonna be, going this way. You don't we could just go to the boss straight up. But, personally, I like to be fighting the boss from the bonfire up ahead. Also, once we clear this place out, we're going to backtrack just a little bit and grab some items. None of the items in here, by the way, are worth jack. We're also going to make sure we have fought Kirk again. Yeah. None of the items in here are honestly worth shit. It's just like souls, pretty much. This area, legendarily unfinished as it is, was not given anything of importance whatsoever. Also, you know what? Before we get the items, let's deal with this bitch. This is the other Daughter of Chaos. She also did not get spidered or gigantic tentacleified for whatever reason. But, who cares why. What up, Kirk? Bye, Kirk. One more of these things. I think they're called Chaos Eaters. They're just weird, gross things. They creeped me out a ton when I first got here, but I've gotten used to them. This is not a mimic. It's a pyromancy that no one ever uses. Because it's kind of worthless. Like, the Fire Whip pyromancy at its base is honestly not... there's no real point to using it. It's not very good. So, Chaos Fire Whip is technically an improvement. It takes more slots and doesn't give you much better. I don't know, maybe there's someone out there who's like, oh, no, it's good. You can use it for this, and it's, oh, it's good. What are you talking about? I guess, if there is someone out there who knows, like, a very specific use for it, that's cool, fine. Yeah, there it is. Item here, you gotta slide carefully. And honestly, it's still pretty easy to miss. But it's something we also don't need, so whatever. If you miss it, fine. Like everything, like pretty much everything, it doesn't really matter. Also, excuse me. For this next boss, where our physical resistance means nothing, let's run some Witch of Izalith cosplay. Yeah, honestly, for the upcoming boss, what your defenses are, that doesn't matter. Nothing it does, I'm pretty sure that nothing it does will be able to kill us in one hit just from damage. Honestly, all the damage really that's going to be coming is just from getting pushed off the edge. So, given that, this also lets us still fast roll, even with the Havel's Ring taken off. So, running this, we have good fire resistance for the lava, as well as the boss's occasional fire attack. Assuming we get hit by one of those. We're probably good enough to survive, and help for the lava, and we can equip the ninja flip ring if we really want to. And then probably fail to actually dodge anything anyways. Voila! A bonfire. We're gonna kindle this once, in case. You're probably not going to need a lot of heals against this boss, but just in case you do, we're gonna not forget to spend our levels, because it's definitely possible we lose them. They give almost nothing, but whatever. Now, you could explore the area from here if you really wanted. There's items that exist, I guess. It's mostly just souls. And the dragon butts, as you can see, are everywhere. They're strong, they're tanky, their attacks have ridiculous range and AoE, and one of them's just a giant jump. They're not worth fighting. They can hurt each other, so if you really wanted to, you could maybe get them to kill each other off for you, but it's just, there's no point. And they don't, like, their fucking aggro range is tiny, so they don't even have to care. They don't respawn, so there's that, I guess. But look how fucking many of them. And it's just dragon butts. Bounding demons of Izalith. It's just dragon butts. Unless you're into that shit, why even bother? We're gonna run Ninja Flip. This lets us roll like a ninja. Woo! And like I said, I don't think it'll actually make a difference. If we get caught by one of the hands, we're probably just going to get pushed. Oops. Also, a quick trick you can do if you remember it, unlike me, is if you're running and you want to roll, put your shield up, then roll. Shield, roll. Your shield is up when you roll, though. That usually staggers it. Oh well. Maybe that's because I didn't hit it in the face properly or something. Ooh! Now that's a rare-ass drop. It's completely useless for us. Because we're not gonna, unless we decide to suddenly make a chaos weapon for some reason, but since we're probably not going to, it's going to be useless. But, the luck's cut. Getting lucky is, I guess, a good sign. Who knows, maybe we'll one-shot this boss. Probably not. I'm really bad against a bed of chaos. I fucking suck at this. I don't know if there's a side that's better to go to first, honestly. I'll just go right side, I guess. And you can go for the first one. You can go around the side like this. Ow, pain. And you can see that's a little, I think, a little less than half of our HP. We break the first binding, really. And unleash its true form! Fire. With a vaguely humanoid shape to it. I guess. And one of its hands is out. Now we're gonna quit game. We're never gonna come back to this game ever. Dark Souls is done. Bed of Chaos was so stupid that we decided, it's not worth anymore. It's because it's an easy way to leave the boss arena, and there's no reason to fight the boss normally, when you can just kill the thing, quit out. It's not like the boss is an HP bar. Resets itself, or reset your position in the arena, and then go in. Now, I'm going to bait out the hand swipes. We're going to get hit by that, I guess. That's fine. I'm going to run. And we're going to get knocked in and die. That's about how I expected it to go. Yeah, the floor falls. Floor falls out from under you. Don't forget to re-equip the charred ring. I'm also pretty sure it's not possible to, poise tank that shit. I don't know, maybe it is, but I don't think it's possible. As far as I know, it's not possible to poise tank it twice. We can try. We can be like, maybe. Just maybe it'll work, but I have run Havels against it in the past, which has the highest poise of any armor. And I still get swept into the holes, so I'm going to assume it's not going to work, but we'll give it a try just in case I misunderstood something. I know a lot about this game, but I'm by no means an absolute master of it, knowing all knowledge that is to be known, an expert in every sense or anything. Fuck off, you gross piece of shit. Also, fuck you. Run Havel's ring again. Havel's shit. What is that noise? That's weird. Go down a roll speed, but oh well. I guess on the bright side, this does tank us up a little bit. I also don't think you can block the swipe, so we could try that as well, I guess. I don't know. Maybe the Black Iron Great Shield would be good enough for it. That puts us at a fat roll. Hang on a sec. Yeah. This is the peak of fashion. No, we're not doing that. Perfect. It's possible, by the way, that it can do a fire attack on the way down here. I think once you've gotten both of its hands out. A firestorm. I've gotten hit by it once. It's usually not death. Just hurts a bit. I don't actually remember where the floor falling out happens. Oh, lucky us. I don't think I should have stopped to heal there. Yeah, as you can see, we can block the hit, but we can't block the push. Oh god, I forgot about this. Alright, note to self, probably do, well, maybe the other side was as bad, I don't remember, but note to self, probably do the left side first. I guess note to viewer, more likely, since I'll just forget anyways. I tend to just do whichever I feel like. I don't actually remember if one's easier or not. And I don't find it worth it to keep that in my brain, honestly. Since no matter what... Okay! Now the next bit, we just have to avoid its little scythy hands. Perfect. Actually, wait, can I fast roll? I can fast roll, okay. You might not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Yeah, there's a firestorm. It tends to miss. Okay, I think it's somewhere around the middle that we have to aim for. Floor's gonna fall out. We're gonna miss. Okay. I guess I think you just walk off that. Or roll, or you have to roll more sideways. Either way. That puts us a little overweight. We'll run grass crest anyways. Yeah, Lost Izalith is kind of a mess. I know I've said this multiple times, but this area is just straight up unfinished. They ran out of time, or budget, or both, or something. I don't know what it was. They did not finish their game. Some areas show it more than others, and this is the one that shows it the most by far. Of the ending areas, Duke Archives is honestly fine. It's not my favorite. I don't think it's quite as good as the game up to that point, or up to the point ahead of it is. But it looks really not... Like, visually, the Duke's Archives is pretty damn good. Visually, it's quite nice. The enemy placement is solid. It's an interesting area to go through. And then Crystal Cave is shit, but... At least Crystal Cave is maybe slightly more interesting shit than Lost Izalith. Tomb of the Giants is just blarg. Skeleton dogs put in a bunch of ill-thought-out bullshit locations. It's not a fun time. No firestorm? Are you gonna try it the instant we land? That's happened to me. And the floor at least has the decency to stay collapsed for us. So we run off the end here. Yeah, you don't have to roll. I don't know why I thought I did. Actually, I do know. I'll just tell you. It's because the first time I did this fight, I got through, or I fell on, or I managed to hit the thing by rolling. And it's been kind of ingrained into me since. And there we go! Bug. That's the true Witch of Izalith right there that we just killed. A tiny fucking bug. R.I.P. Witch of Izalith. Get some nice souls. And get the fuck out of here. Now, unfortunately... Unfortunately, we're going to have to go all the way through the catacombs again, which isn't too far. It's just a bit of a jog is all. For this, we will want to actually tango. How's the poison this? Still decent. Again. It's not the best looking, but I kind of enjoy it. At the very least, I like it a bit better than Havel's looks-wise, and a lot better than Smo's. Smo's looks like shit. Our friend is still here. Logan, I believe, will have taken off. Let's, Oh. Still here, huh? Maybe it's only when we start getting to the Duke's archives? Could have sworn he leaves by now. Since we've unsealed stuff with the Lord vessel. What do I know? Yeah, Logan will take off for the Duke's archives eventually. There's an item here we haven't gotten, by the way, but it's nothing important. There's also binoculars over yonder that we haven't gotten as well, but... Psh, what the fuck are you going to use that for? Oh, and there's also, if you look down... Fuck off! Little city. Part of the burg, I think, though I'm not actually 100% sure. At the very least, it does not appear to be any area we ourselves can go, so... Unless I am very much mistaken. I don't think it's New Londo or anything, so... whatever. Back to the catacombs. I'm amazed I actually caught that guy. We're gonna sit at the bonfire here just in case. Fuck you! Why do I stagger from it falling 10 inches onto me, but I don't stagger from a sword in the back? Game is dumb. Whatever. Fuck you. I don't even need to kill you, I chose to do so anyways. Bypass these losers. Down to here. I'm gonna head the Vamos route. Pick up his bonfire. I'm also gonna fucking kill all of you. Although, honestly speaking, we probably shouldn't do Vamos directly, just because it's arguably easier to die taking that route. Just fall down here. You know what, while we're at it, let's try and take the fall around here. Where was it? Can you fuck off? You can tell I don't actually take this little drop here very often, because I just don't even know where it is. That looks right, I guess? I see the item. And yeah, somewhere in this zone, this little bit here, there's the summon sign for Paladin Big Boy, the Pinwheel Killer. We'll be fighting him anyways. And the priest stuff. Apparently priest fell and died from there, so R.I.P. priest. Now bone wheels. They're weaker bone wheels than the one in the painted world, but they're still bone wheels. So be on your toes. I'm going to pay Vamos a visit, get his bonfire, sit down briefly. Have to refight all the bone wheels. Missed. God, it's sometimes hard to tell which ones are alive and which ones are dead with ragdolled corpses kicking around. These are okay EXP. Or souls, rather. What up, Vamos? We'll give the Ember to him, too, while we're here. I don't think you can warp to Vamos' bonfire, unfortunately, but you can at least warp from it, like any other bonfire.
My, is that an ember from New Londo? And a fine ember it be. What do you say? Why not leave it with me? I'll give you a flame to feast your eyes upon. Yes, yes, very well. We'll get these old bones to work.
You tell him, Vamos. Gonna buy some homeward bones from him while I'm here. Oops.
If that'll be all, you'll spot...
I'll spoil your focus, alright. I don't know why I said that. You can warp to that I don't think you can warp to that bonfire for some utterly bizarre reason, but we'll take a look at it in a minute to make sure of that. Oop. Any more of you? Yeah. Ha. Bitch. Now. I don't have to refight Pinwheel or anything, as difficult and odious of a task as that would be. We are going to equip the maggot. Let's run some smoes for a bit. See just how completely stupid we can look. Yeah. God, it looks bad. Yeah, this is why we have the maggot, because otherwise... the place is dark as shit. Can't see a fucking thing. With the maggot, you can kind of see things. I'm also going to swap back to the, I'm going to run the Great Shield, actually. Since we don't... there is a Black Knight in this area, but we don't have to actually parry. And there's some stuff in here that having a shield is pretty nice against, which is another reason why you don't want to have to run the Skull Lantern in your shield slot. It's not impossible. I fought through this place without the sunlight, and I'm here to tell you it is not worth it. Get the maggot first. Can't remember how to get some of these items I think you can only get on the way back up or something, which we'll probably do, but fuck off. I'll probably just show the way to get back up to show it off, because why not? There's no real reason to actually do it. Although, to be honest, I tend to forget where it is. Most of this, very large chunks of this game, I could probably tell you how to navigate through sheer memory. Tomb of the Giants is not one of them. And I think it's because the whole place is so fucking dark, I can't really get a good image of it in my head, because I can't see any of it. Also, let's just take a note that, these little glowy things led us straight to this guy here. I always wonder, it's like if he, set them up for some reason. But that seems silly, doesn't it? Why would he do that? Bonfire lit. We are going to rest at this one. Pretty close to leveling up. Chamber of the Giants is honestly not a bad soul area for souls. The bullshit dogs give you a fair amount. The giant skeletons give pretty nice numbers too.
Good day. You look reasonably sane. What are you doing in the catacombs?
Reasonably sane.
Are you a cleric or something?
No.
No? Really? Then I don't know
I think he
what I'll
attacks
tell
you if you say yes, so I'm
There's
not
a
100%
fine
sure.
stash of treasure.
It's been a long time since I said yes.
I found it first, but, well, we're friends now. So I'll split it with you. In any case, have a look. It'll shimmer you blind.
I mean, there are items down there. He's not lying about that. I don't know about shimmering me blind. The only thing blinded here is light. The only blind thing here is the light from my maggot reflecting off your stupid bald patch.
Now, take a closer look.
Yeah, you're not suspicious at all, but sure. Wow. It's really dark. But what's that I see? It's a boot in the behind.
This is what I do, my friend. The trinkets I'll be stripping off your corpse, that's the real treasure.
Unfortunately for him, his plan was doomed from the start, because we're an undead who will just fucking respawn at the bonfire, even if we're to summon here. And you can get us guaranteed Skull Lantern there, so it's another... That's another place you can get Skull Lanterns from, if for some reason you didn't get all the Necromancers, or didn't get one from the Necromancers earlier. Now, somewhere around here... There she is.
You're no hollow, are you? Thank goodness. Please be careful. There are two fierce hollows not far from here. They were once brave knights, my former escorts. Who would let such strong spirits be hollowed so? Heavens, is there nothing at all to be done?
Yeah, she's basically the sheltered lady
You're
archetype
no
who's
hollow. I believe-
kind of useless. Honestly, I can't blame Petrus for leaving them all behind. Terrifying opponents, really, though. Let's give him the old discombobulate. That's not even Wrath of God, dude. That's just emit force. The amount of nothing it does is just sad. Shield bashes have no fucking point. Oh, you did not time that well at all, dude. You did not time that well at all. Alright, your friends are dead, lady. What up?
You're back. It pains me to think of the trouble my failings have caused. I am certain that both Vince and Nico are grateful to you. Thank you so very much. Here, these belonged to them. You deserve them more than
Amazing.
I am certain.
Now she somehow gets out of here. Don't ask me how. Yeah, it seems fairly certain that their party probably fell for a Patches trap of some kind, and then, because they're literally the stupidest, just could not get out of the pit. And Vince and Nico are like, shit, we're stuck in this place with this dumb bitch. And they just gave up on life. That seems the most likely explanation to me. And yes, there are these weird, bone wheel towered things down here for some reason. I think this place is just skeletons. That's all, honestly, all the enemies here are either big skeleton, big dog skeleton, or big pile of skeleton. I'm not saying you have to have big enemy variety to make an interesting area, and honestly, I think the enemies here are fine. Except for the fact that bone dogs are bullshit. That's not fine. Yeah, Tomb of the Giants is not... It's not a terrible area. It's not Lost Izalith. It's not the worst, but it's just not great. Oh no, how do I get out of here? Whatever am I gonna do? You gotta wonder how dumb they were to get themselves trapped. Pretty dumb, though. Pretty dumb, I'm guessing. Yeah, here's the way out. Can't remember if there's anything along here or not. There's a giant fucking skeleton shooting arrows from up there, as well as another one from behind us. I don't think there's a way to actually get up to it, or if there is, it's from falling from above, so... Fuck it. We're going to be taking this little ladder here. And if you look down below, you'll see a shit ton of giant skeletons. This area is pretty this little bit is pretty fucking dangerous, because there are a lot of giant skeletons down here. Now, you can sometimes get them with pyromancies, but we don't have that. We just have enough damage to one-shot them with a plunging attack. Bish. There's another jerk over here. You can kind of see him shine. Sick dodge. Oh? Dropped a weapon. Here's Andre clone number 3? 4? 4, I think. Gives you the large divine ember. With this, we can make really powerful divine weaponry. If for some bizarre fucking reason we wanted to do that. I mean, divine weapons are pretty solid in here, so that's something, but we'll take the route out while we're here, just to show it off. Squish. Yeah, didn't think so. Oh, no, to kill them. They have less HP than I thought. I remember times when I'd try coming down here early, they'd be a right pain in the ass dealing with. Because it'd take a few hits, and they hit really hard. We're amazing. The both of us. Splat. Unfortunately, the power attack's not actually enough to overkill them. So no bonus souls. Get up here. A bit up here. You go over, you'll get A, an item, and B, you can see Pinwheel down there. So if you want to get back to the... If you got down here before you got the ability to warp, which you can do, this would be the only way back. Honestly, I feel real bad for anyone poor and naive enough to wander down into the Tomb of the Giants after beating Pinwheel, especially if they beat Pinwheel fairly early in the game. It would not be fun getting out without Sunlight Maggot, good levels, and decent weaponry and armor. In fact, I've done it after doing this place after doing a fairly early Catacombs, and I can attest that, yes, it's not fun. What I was doing. Imagine someone who didn't. Super not fun. Ouchies. Big pain. Anyways. If we dealt like that with that shit, we'll get shot in our fucking Achilles heel. Oh, I guess that's to the bottom of my foot. Wow. Let's say hi to Patches.
Oh, you. Well, let's just calm down. Talk about things. I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations, they can, well, overcome me. You know what I mean, don't you? Please, forgive me. You and me, we're jolly undead outcasts, aren't we?
Fuck you.
Oh, for heaven's sake, let's not mope about it. You're still alive. I said I'm sorry. I know. Here, take this. It proves something, doesn't it?
Yeah. Proves you're a dickhead. But, whatever. If you say yes, you forgive him, he won't give you anything, by the way, so, best to forgive him. How was it? Was it fun? Whatever. Patches becomes a merchant after this. He sells some decent shit, I think, if I remember correctly. Alright, here's the bone dog. Come at me. As you can see, that attack is really fast. And that attack is really bullshit. They also have a decent chunk of HP. Bone dogs are kind of horseshit. They really hurt, and that rush attack, if you get caught by it, and you don't have our big fat armor and HP, it is just death. I have absolutely been one-shot by that attack in the past. Big, not fun. Fuck you. Now, there's a Black Knight down here that you have to fight. Well, you don't have to, but you get attacked while there's a giant skeleton shooting giant arrows at you. I don't normally manage to kick him off. Interesting. I'm sure we'll meet again. Sooner rather than later, it would seem. Oh, fuck off. Ow. See if I can time this right. Hey! The advantage of high damage weaponry. That's honestly the power of strength weapons, especially in PvE, where things are more exploitable and easier to hit, is you can just one-shot things. Just hardcore one-shot them. It makes some fights a lot easier. Though that being said, Dex weapons are still pretty damn strong, I'm not gonna lie. If we head back here, and found ourselves a nice little item. An effigy shield. There's something interesting about the effigy shield. I don't remember what it is. High lightning resistance, that might be it. Frightful occult shield defends against divine weapons and lightning. An ill-fated plot to destroy the very gods, the followers of the occult once attempted to steal the power of Gravelord Nito, the first of the dead. I probably should have mentioned this before, but there was there's occasional references through certain item text to a plot to overthrow the gods. The occult shield and occult weapons are part of that. And, as I should point out, we found the occult club in the basement where we find Havel's stuff. This may or may not signify that Havel was part of this plot, and might also be why he was locked away in the tower by Gwyn, and supposedly for his own good. Or at least, that's what it was. At least, supposedly for his own good, said in a bit of a sarcastic manner, if you read the... But yes, for whatever reason, Havel got imprisoned, possibly because he was trying to overthrow the gods. Why he wanted to, who fucking knows. And yeah, there's a bonfire over here. I recommend you get it. One more level. Also, if you're not feeling the most confident, I'd recommend kindling this bonfire. We're not going to bother. And it probably won't come. But it's honestly pretty useful to do so. 5 Estus can potentially be a little too little for the stuff up ahead. 10 should serve you just fine. Mainly because you really want to have a decent chunk of Estus versus Nito. I think it was here. It's not the end of the world if I die anyways. Yeah. No. No, not quite. Or, wait, was it? No? I'm having trouble remembering this area very well. Where was the drop? Fuck you. Triple Bone Dog. This is one potential farming spot, is this Triple Bone Dog here. Because you can kill them pretty quickly and get back to the bonfire pretty quickly, and they give good EXP. Ooh, we forgot to human. Silly us. I can still take care of that. Might as well find the drop first, though. Alright, we're one level too low. No, alright, if you're online, there'll be a shit ton of messages being like, yo, here. There'll just be messages being like, here, it's here. Was it? No, this is still the same spot. How the fuck was it? No, we'll find it eventually. Is this the item? This is where the effigy shield is, I think. Yeah, this was the effigy shield. Fuck you. Fuck you. I think it's behind this archer guy. That was a little close. And yeah, you could remember that little bone that was sticking out? Well, it was from these guys. And they give you the wiggles, which kind of hurts, but not too much of an issue for us. And we get the covetous Silver Serpent Ring. If you ever want to farm some shit, I recommend having this ring. Farm some souls, I should specify. Covetous Silver Serpent Ring increases souls gained while wearing it. Okay. I don't remember if that's how you're supposed to get down or not. Honestly, like I said, I don't remember this area's layout very well. Something about just how dark it is makes it hard for me to keep it stuck in my mind. Is this the effigy shield again? This is the effigy shield again. For example, I sometimes mix up where the effigy shield is with where the bonfire is. And that ain't what you want. I think the bonfire's around back here, then. Yeah. It's a slightly hidden little bonfire. A bit crafty of them. Frankly, it's not 100% necessary. It just helps a bit, though. Means less dogs to fight. Unless perhaps you know a place to drop to speed it up, but I don't, and I don't really care. This bonfire seems short enough as is, so it's not... It's probably not all that much time that could be saved anyways. You don't actually have to, I'm pretty sure you don't have to bother with anyone besides the first dog. I don't think the rest even aggro. But we did so anyways, because fuck off. Now we're gonna oh, also, let's take a minute to appreciate the view. Pretty far down. Exactly how far down might become apparent later. There's also, if you might took the time to look when we were facing this other direction after Patches kicked us down, you can see Lost Izalith from here. Anor Londo is very high up. And there's quite a bit down to go. And again, like I said, we'll see exactly how far down a bit later. Now we have a date with a paladin. Leroy Scrubbins. Paladin Leroy is the one you can summon to help you kill Pinwheel. So, interestingly, he has beef with Pinwheel, but if you try to kill Nito, he gets in your way. I think we can assume he is someone in the service of Nito. Pinwheel is someone that... Pinwheel stole the right of kindling. He's not exactly in Nito's good books. We should get that out of here. It gives you Grant. I think it's down, actually, yeah. There's a high strength requirement, high faith requirement weapon. And I honestly don't think it's that good, even with the stats. But it's cool, so whatever. I believe it has some interesting power attack when one-handed or two-handed or something. I don't remember. Then Sanctum, the shield. There it is. Sanctus, excuse me. Has HP recovery. It gives you regen. Just tiny. And also decent, like, kind of mediocre stability. Decent fire. Good physical, but not 100%. Medium lightning. It's not bad. Also, we're going to switch back to Grass Crest. Because I'm not intending to block basically a single thing from here on out. As you can see, we didn't even bother blocking most of the stuff on the way in here, but... we at least were against things that there is some value in blocking against. From here on, not really. The only thing past here is Bone Towers. Which, by the way, I should probably mention there's one behind us. There's Bone Towers, Bone Skellies. You can maybe block the arrow here if you want. You can see another Mr. Skelly waiting over there. And the jerk-faced Bone Tower who disappears and is totally, you can tell, gonna just come to ambush us. We dodge in. He'll try to kick us off the edge, by the way. Mr. Ambushy there. What happens is it expects you to run in. You'll have arrow guys shooting at you. You'll get here. You'll be kicked, possibly going off the edge. And even if you survive, there's a bone tower blocking your way back. It's a nasty little ambush, which we deal with by just fucking killing everything involved in it. It's the day 9 strat. Whenever your enemy tries to pull off some kind of crazy strategy, or whenever they try to pull off pretty much any strategy, one of the best answers is to just go fucking kill them. We took that to heart. Also, yes, there's just a bunch of pinwheels here. I don't know why. Pinwheel in the lore is a necromancer, or perhaps even you could say a family of necromancers, as it would turn out. Uh-oh. Watch out for these guys, by the way. They inflict toxic. And they're pretty hard to hit. They're up until the DLC, they were the best source of humanity, though, so that's something. Pinwheel was seemingly a necromancer or something who possibly was a family of necromancers, or at least a family with a necromancer, because there's seems to be 3 heads, and you have the mask of the mother, the father, and the child. So we can possibly assume that there is some weird necromancy shit that one or all of them were doing, and they end up becoming fused together. Pinwheel also stole the right of kindling from Nito, and seemingly betrayed him, which is why Paladin Leroy wants him dead, is the assumption. So, why there are a bunch of pinwheels guarding Nito's place, I could not tell you. Or rather, I can tell you the real reason, which is because they want to give you a chance to get any of the masks you don't drop from them. By the way, Patches will also sell Mask of the Mother, Father, and Child. I feel like there's an item somewhere down here that I'm forgetting about, or that I might have missed. And that's up there as a way out. Maybe I got it while talking about Pinwheel, because I wasn't paying very close attention. Entirely possible. Right. Enough of that shit. By the way, take off the Sunlight Maggot. Whatever the fuck you do not take it into the boss arena. Unless you want a very difficult life. It causes the boss to spam his most annoying attack, which is extremely hard to deal with. He's probably going to use it anyways, a few times, but if you have the sunlight, he absolutely spams it. And it is the easiest way to die, is bring the Sunlight Maggot into this fight. You have Awakened Nito. The dead dude made of 1,000 dead dudes. Oh, here comes the attack. And it failed to dodge. Yeah, he screams, and then at a kind of unclear time after that, there's a giant sword that comes out from under him. And it really hurts, and it's hard to dodge. Also, as you can see, his attacks hurt his own skeletons. But they're pretty bad at hitting us. Here's the explosion. It's very slightly painful. And he revives his skeleton, or his skeletons are constantly being revived anyways, so they won't go away, but that explosion will slaughter the skeletons around him. Oh shit, weapon at risk. Oh, good timing, we killed him. The easiest way to deal with Nito is just DPS him down, though. His damage is lackluster. He has a decent amount of HP, but he attacks very slowly. He kills off his ads. There's no reason to do anything except just fucking kill him. Just go straight in, DPS, heavy armor, heal when necessary, no sweat. And look at that, we're at 50 strength. Putting past here is a complete waste of time. Putting it into endurance is mostly a waste of time. It doesn't give you any stamina, just equip load. Which, there's value in that for some builds, but we're just going to start putting into Vit now. We don't care too much about our roll speed. And it takes a lot of points with the armor we're running to get anything above or below a medium roll. We should also not forget to repair. Is there an item in here somewhere? I think we might have already gotten it. We did visit earlier. Okay. Actually, let's remember, since we forgot with the, or we didn't think of it with the Four Kings Bequeathed Lord Soul. Let's check out the Lord Souls from these guys. Because there's a decent chunk of lore here. Soul of Grave Lord Nito, First of the Dead. This Lord Soul was discovered at the dawn of the Age of Fire. Grave Lord Nito administers the death of all manner of beings. The power of the soul is so great that it satiates the Lord Vessel, despite the fact that much of its energy has already been offered to death. Which is interesting. What the fuck does that even mean? That much of its energy has already been offered to death. Something about the undead? I don't know. It's possible that Nito's soul is shared among the undead to reanimate them, and that's why a lot of the power is gone. But it's still extremely strong. Lord Soul, the bed of soul, the bed of chaos, and the mother of all demons. This Lord Soul was found at the dawn of the Age of Fire. This is the soul of life, by the way. This was the soul of death. The Witch of Izalith attempted to duplicate the first flame from a soul, but instead created a distorted being of chaos and fire. Its power formed a bed of life, which would become the source of all demons, and is more than enough to satiate the Lord Vessel. Yeah, the Witch of Izalith, when the flame started to fade, she was like, well, why don't I just take the soul that I got from the first flame, soul of life, and use it to make another fire? And then we'll have the fire again. But it didn't work. It became the flame of chaos, the bed of chaos, or created the bed of chaos, and from that spawned demons. All the demons in the world came from that. It also turned her daughters, and her son, at least some of them, into weird freakish things. Spider butts and tentacle boy. It also, worth noting, is that the Black Knights come from this as well. Gwyn took some of his Silver Knights in an attempt to combat the demons, failed utterly. The Silver Knights got scorched to a crisp, and that created the Black Knights. Although at least that's what I think I remember about the Black Knights. What I can't remember is if the current Black Knights wandering are... I think they might have been affected by the first flame. They disappear. I don't know if they're actually physical or if they're just sort of illusions or spirits. It's not entirely clear. Doesn't matter. Black Knights were created in an attempt, or were created when fighting the Bed of Chaos and the Flame of Chaos. Also, Black Knight weapons do extra damage. Just a little fun extra. Got these embers. Whatever. One more to go. And Orlando. After we clear this, we're going to do Siegmeyer's quest. He's the only one left we care all that much about. I'm trying to remember where the warpable bonfire in the Duke's Archives even is. Sup, Dark Ann Orlando? I think I remember which one it is, but we'll see. And yeah, there was a big gold dude guarding this place, but he's obviously gone now. We're heading on to Seath's domain, which there used to be a big golden door up here. You couldn't even enter the Duke's Archives. But with the Lord Vessel, it's now open, and inside is a big old fucking boar. Big armor boar boy. He's gonna charge. As you can see, this one doesn't have a weak spot on its butt. If you're one-handing, your attacks will bounce off, so I recommend two-handing or just using magic if you have it. Magic works quite well against these losers. It's kind of a pretty little place, though. Seath had some class. Also, very obvious. One, two, three. We're gonna run Havel again. This place is mostly physical damage, but there are casters. A little bit off. Duke Archives is honestly a little bit of a pain. It's not bad, but like I said, I think I said before, the area is rather pretty. in a studious kind of way. It's maybe majestic rather than pretty is a better description. Also, these guys are actually scary. As you can see, they're sort of crystal. Seath was very interested in crystals, as we'll find out. But they're basically just hollows covered in crystals, except for whatever reason, them crystals make them hurt. These guys can do a lot of damage. Even individually, they can actually hurt a decent amount. Our armor is more than enough to not die. At least not easily. But it doesn't mean they don't hurt. Which will get hit. And that is a buffed one, so it hurts a little extra. And also the buff makes it a little more physical damage resistant for what it's worth. But still. For one attack from a little hollow boy, big pain. Also, by the way, you only get the broken pendant for that, from that guy, after you freed Dawn. Or Dusk, excuse me, lol, Dawn. So you want to make sure you free Dusk of Oolacile. Ow! Yeah, they hurt. Honestly, this is not a bad idea to kindle a bonfire around here. Although, we're confident in ourselves, so we'll be kindling the last one in the place. They drop crystal weapons, which are not good, but whatever. See, the problem with crystal weapons, pretty solid stats by nature, and there is a crystal upgrade path, by the way, for weapons as well. Crystal weapons can't be repaired, ever. You use them a little, they break, and they're gone. Not what the fuck? Not exactly what you want. They're honestly more trouble than they're worth. Especially when you have to commit quite a bit of upgrade materials to get a fully upgraded one. Why bother when it's just going to break after a little bit of use? Especially when there are better weapons. By the way, if we were to decide to get the Twinkling Titanite necessary to upgrade Giant's armor, which I'm not going to entirely rule out, but if I do it, it'll probably be done offline, because it's basically just farming souls and or killing crystal lizards in Great Hollow. I don't want to do that on stream. Also, yes, as you can see, this is meant to be a bit of an ambush, where there's two guys in plain sight, you go at them and, oh no, I've been blindsided! Also, another ambush. More twinkling. More crystal. But yeah. If you do want to use the twinkling to upgrade your Giant's armor, especially if you did the Great Hollow earlier, then at about this point, you would probably be getting pretty high levels in it, even without spending souls on it. Especially because you can, like, the first few upgrades don't even cost as much. It's only until +4, +5 or so that it actually costs a bunch of twinkling. And even partially upgraded Giant's armor has a shit ton of defense. Highest physical defense in the game. So you can tank a hell of a lot with it. In fact, you can just face tank some DLC bosses. Also, I will mention, there is a funky-ass skip you can do for what comes up next, where you get the elevator going down, or maybe it was up, I don't remember. I think it's down. No, it's definitely got to be down. As it goes down, you do some, like, jump onto the side there, and you land on this railing, and you ride it down and get off on an earlier floor. I've done it once. It's easy to die doing it. It's really not worth. Also, yeah, there's an asshole covered in crystal here for some reason. Just guarding the place. He fat rolls, though. There's also a crystal lizard, although it might have vanished by now. Fuck off. The bouncing's annoying. Now for this next bit, you want to equip either the Ring of Sacrifice or Rare Ring of Sacrifice if you're worried about the curse. We got full Havels, we're not too worried, we're just going to do the regular. Also worth noting, you can actually leave this boss fight. But unfortunately we have to die to actually progress, so... And you can see he does curse. There's also no way to hurt him. Even if you used a range attack, you don't do anything. Seath is invincible. And obviously deals a lot of damage. And the ring dies instead of us. And we end up in here. Completely breaking the rules of the game, or I guess you could say the rules of the world, logic of the game, whatever you want to call it, but whatever. It's a little dumb, but it's just a setup for this part of the game. Also, in dumb fashion, how do you get out of here? You kill that one-shottable with everything's neck, and grab his body through the key. Or grab the key from his body through the key. Grab the key from his body through the bars. That one you need another key for. This is another bonfire you can kindle if you really want to, but it's not all that necessary. Though this prison is a bit of a pain. By the way, these Sneck guards here will largely just ignore you. They're not coming to fight you, they're coming to go up there to guard the exit. But it's easier just to kill them right now. They're crystal jerks. I think something that's pretty interesting is, this is very clearly a library. It's a really big library. And for some reason got turned into a prison. Now, the reason why, as it would happen, is because Seath went crazy. Seath locked himself up here, researching the secrets of immortality, and somewhere along the way he lost his mind. Also made a bunch of other shit along the way, like those weird octopus things. A lot of his research had to do with crystals. Go out and deal with them. I kind of, not gonna lie, I kind of actually like the weird ambient music that the gramophone plays. Also, they have a similar, if not outright the same, dying sound effect as the crow people in Painted World, but I am going to suggest that that's probably more to do with just asset reuse than anything lore related. There's a few more down here. What's octopus ladies? Pisaka demons or something they're called. Oh shit, I was grabbed. Yeah, they can spit. They can grab. They can do all sorts of stuff. And they drop humanity. Get the feeling that signifies something, do you? Probably should. There's a lot in this game that's supposed to signify something. As we'll see, there are 2 of them here that are not aggressive. You can rub your butt in their face, and they don't even care. And they're crying. Now, they will aggro when you attack them. We're going to put them out of their misery. I don't believe they respawn, but I could be wrong. Jump to miracles. Let's check them out. Special miracle granted to the Maidens of Guinevere, Princess of the Sun. Gradual HP restoration for self and vicinity. Miracles of Guinevere, the princess cherished by all, grant their blessings to a great many warriors. It's an AoE regen. Soothing Sunlight. Special miracle granted to the Maidens of Guinevere, Princess of the Sun. Restores high HP, self and vicinity, blah blah blah. These were Guinevere's handmaidens. The Pisaka demons are humans, or gods, turned into weird tentacle things by Seath. For unknown purposes.
What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge. So close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me, yeah?
Strange enough, I kind of do. Logan came here pretty much just to reach the Duke's archives. Seath is the Duke, by the way. After Seath Scales betrayed his own, as mentioned in the opening, Lord Gwyn was like, cool, you can be a Duke. And you can get this big old castle, palace, fortress, whatever the fuck this is. Big old place. Big old library. Let you do your own thing. And so Seath did his own thing. There's some stuff through some of these. I'm trying to remember what. Whatever. Yes, we're not going up that ladder for a reason. I might as well just put as an aside. We're not just crazy. Got a pretty good amount of souls right now, honestly. There's only enough for 1 level up. That sad thing. I don't think there's anything in here. No. Extra key can be used on this door. We're gonna have to be a little careful here. It's very easy to die. Soul of a brave warrior. R.I.P. brave warrior. Apparently got this far, but down there is the big old weird gramophone thing. And there's Snicks. Chonk. Oopsies. Yay! We can get out. We can't rescue Logan, the key to rescue Logan. Which, his cell is below us. They even put a big old cage roof on it. Maybe they thought some of the things they were going to imprison could fly? I don't know. But it seems a bit weird to put a roof like that. It's more of a cage than a cell, honestly. Perhaps that's why. Perhaps it was just a cage they moved in to this library. Because obviously, this was never intended to be a prison from the onset. It was a library. They just turned it into a prison. Because madness. Madness does that to you, I guess. There might still be some shit in here I'm missing. I don't remember everything in here, but it doesn't matter too much. As we stated before, it's nothing important. You can, by the way, turn the gramophone off if you want the snake ladies to start getting docile, but we're never going to come back here. And I kind of enjoy the music, so you can call it music. It's debatable. What isn't music is a subject of much disagreement. I'm sure there are some people who would claim that this is not, in fact, music. Guess we use the key to get our ass out. You can walk on this shit. You see a little cell there. Ah, whatever, I've died doing this before, but let's have a go at it. Take a sip, just in case. Okay. What is our reward? Maiden robes. I think that's supposed to be Rhea. Rhea? Is that her name? But I could be wrong. I don't know. She goes to the church, and I thought she only appears here after you've talked or bought from her, but I could be wrong. Honestly, I don't... There's a lot of triggers to a lot of NPC shit. I don't remember what all of it is in some cases. Laurentius's trigger is if you have a pyromancy from Blighttown, and he's like, where did you... I think you might even need to, find Quelana, who we have not, because our pyromancy is not high enough for her to reveal herself. Or for us to see her, however it works. But he's like, where did you find that? And if you and you can choose to tell him or not. And if you tell him, he goes down into Blighttown. And he can't make it. And he goes hollow. And it's sad. So oftentimes, I just don't tell him. He's a good sort, and it kind of sucks to lose him. Fuck you. These guys respawn, by the way. God, I hated this part of my first time through here. I was so bad at it. It took me forever to figure out. These jerks were painful. Oh, that's not enough damage. Yeah, these jerks hurt. The casters were annoying. It was all a big fuck off. But eventually, I found a way. Spoiler alert, that thing's involved. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should be getting before I do that. It doesn't matter. You can always come back. Let's just move on. Fuck off. Ow. You can also see the arrows curve a little bit there. They have slight homing properties for some reason. Anyways, now we've cleared this part and established that there is in fact nothing of value here. Oh, look at you. You probably should have stayed up there. I turn this. Now, there's a treasure chest on a bookshelf down below. You can see it there. The way you get it is falling off this thing at the perfect time while it's turning. I fucking hate it. I've gotten it. It's a stupid crossbow that fires 3 shots. If you turn it lightning, it's pretty strong. It ain't worth your time, though. Don't do it. Pretty much the only time you'll use it, I think, is in, like, PvP or something, so... Ew. I don't think there's anything over here. Can't remember if there's anything up there, but we have to go this way anyways, so. Just, was there a trash or something? Don't look like it. There's Senor Jerkface here, though. Whee! Die. Okay. So yes, failing in my utter failure to think outside the box on my first time through here, I was incredibly stuck at this point. So I'd gone to the bottom of this room, hadn't found the way forward. Had gone to the up here, hadn't found the way forward. Had looked all over the place, was not finding the way forward. And then it suddenly occurred to me, hey, wait a minute. I can just drop down. Fuck you. See, both this staircase and the other staircase turn at the same time. So you turn that one, and this one turns, so now it's facing this way. But then you can't get back here, because you have to turn it again to get back. Except, no, you can just drop down. You'd think I would have figured it out at not glacial pace. But you would have thought wrong. It took me forever. I call it thinking outside the box, but it's barely even that. Honestly, I don't know why it took me so long. Ah, whatever. And yeah, there's a nice little sorcery there. I don't think I've ever used Strong Magic Shield, even with my magic builds. Usually you're using your attunement slots for other things. I've already been up there, so one place left to go. So you gotta admit, this place is cool. Big fucking library. Big and fancy. Also, jerk, you can't melee. I mean, maybe you could make the jump over the stairs. I don't think so, but it's not worth it anyways. I'd like to know how he got there, but hey. Excuse you. And shortcut. Classic, it was behind the bookshelf all along. Well, I say shortcut, it is, but it's also the way forward. And here we have Le Bonfire. We're gonna kindle at least once. Probably only need the 10, but for good measure, let's do it again. I probably actually should have finished clearing this place out before sitting down, but oh well. It don't matter. Keep pumping HP. Honestly, at this point, if you want to... Honestly, long before this point even, if you want to, you can branch out into magic or faith or whatever. And arts. Like, get some attunement slots. Maybe use pyromancy, although that honestly takes a pretty big soul investment to make a pyromancy flame worth it, but... Magic, faith, whatever. You can take your build a ton of places that are arguably more efficient than putting more points into, like, strength and vit and whatever. But... For the way we're going to be playing this game, it is honestly more efficient. Yes, we're being shot in the back, I know. I just want to show that, look! It's the elevator where we first fought Seath. Fuck off. And across there is the double boy, or the double crystal boy, ambush squad. Yes, behind us there's Shooty Boy here. Now, there used to be a bookshelf there, but it's always behind the bookshelf. That's probably how they took our dead... somehow took our dead body to the cell. It doesn't make sense. Don't think about it. And there's a staircase. There's a channeler up above us. We can kill him if we wanted, but we don't have to. And honestly, I don't think we care enough. It's not like we need the trident. Remember... Wait, have I... No, I don't think so. Can't remember if there's anything even here. Yeah, there's not. A decent chunk of the Duke's archives is slightly pointless and is more just there for symmetry, but enough of it has a point that I kind of don't mind. And it looks cool, so whatever. Let's progress. Probably going to finish off the Duke's archives and then call it a night, but this is decent progress. Blue Tautnot chunk. Also rescue Logan as well. Oh, I forgot that was a mimic. Silly me. Yes, this is a mimic. I believe this is the last mimic in the game. Also, I like how it goes back to being a chest. Like, yeah, you'll totally open that again. Nope. I believe if this is the last one, yep, Symbol of Avarice. Yay us! Symbol of Avarice is a helmet that you can put on. It damages you constantly. It has an HP drain. It weighs a fuckload. 10, like, to compare this, Havel's is 7.5 versus 10. It gives worse defenses. Like, the defenses aren't bad, but for the weight, they are not good. But you get more souls and items. So in exchange for a terrible helm and constant HP drain, you get more souls and items. Also Channeler's gear. A worthy trade? Who knows? And yeah, there's a doofus down here. Oh, aren't we fancy? The jokes. Prism stones. Those in theory would come in handy. In fact, I'd recommend having more than that. If you decide to make use of them. We are not. Not even for the content. I don't fucking want to. And I'll point out why when we get to it. Also, yes, Golden Golem. You didn't even attack, dude. We don't have to clear these things out. I'm just going to. There are some items around here. Oops. Triple golem over here. Now, normally, you're supposed to get them aggroed one at a time. We're not even going to bother. We might suffer a little bit for it. We kindle the bonfire. We don't need to care. I only got hit once, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, you'd think they'd be, like, guarding an item or something, but maybe there is one and we're just unable to perceive it. We don't have high enough insight. But we've already aggroed Jerkface, so whatever. Ow! Yeah, that tracks a fair amount. Oof. As I'm trying to get a see. There's someone in the golem! Will you fuck off? There's someone in its crystal! We must rescue them. Gasp! It's another onion person!
It was you who rescued me. Why, thank you.
I am Sieglind of Katarina. I don't know how I ended up in that crystal.
I don't know either.
It wasn't terrible and move. I must think of some way to repay you.
We kind of just hand-waved the whole how the fuck she even ended up there.
Oh, have you seen my father? You wouldn't miss him. A suit of armor just like mine.
Oh, I have indeed.
Thank goodness. I knew he was here somewhere. Well then, now I must find him. Thanks again, truly. Now if we'll just stay put and keep out of trouble.
No, this is our friend's daughter.
Thank goodness. Well,
He's chasing after her father. As we'll learn from Daddy later, she's not actually undead. She's normal human. If she dies, that's it. She doesn't get any other second chances. Now, given that, she's still going to be alive, and she's going to reach some crazy-ass places. Girl's a beast. That girl is an absolute beast. Yeah, I get the silly crystal shit. Honestly, both the Ziegs are pretty buff. You kind of tend to forget because Siegmeyer keeps finding himself in weird situations, but dude's buff. Hey, oh. Oh. You were too powerful for the stag. Well. I did not actually mean to roll. Oh well. One more. And my revenge will be complete. Die. Oh no, there's another one over there. The fuck? Normally they stagger. Well, we still have plenty of Estus. Actually, it's a good thing we kindled twice. I wonder if it's because I'm bouncing. Oh well. Teeth is not hard. Seath's tail, though, is another matter. And we are going to be going for the tail. Also, the Crystal Caves is a bit of a pain in places. So, we'll see how it goes. Crystal Cave. It is very pretty, though. Like, slightly like it... Slightly lacking graphical fidelity aside. Which, I mean, it's still not bad. It's just not, like, modern graphics or anything. Game's a little old. Well, by the standard of games. What's this? There's nothing there, but there's little things making a pattern or making a splash as if there was. What could it mean? It means it's invisible. Invisible bullshit. Invisible flaw. Immenity. There's also moonlight butterflies. Yeah, apparently the one we fought was just one that escaped from here that's made by Seath or some shit. Don't attack it. You can. It is unbelievably not worth. It doesn't give shit. And I don't think it lands. So, yeah. Don't fucking bother. And look. Developers even gave us a message, just in case you were an idiot and didn't notice. It's actually a pretty wide passage, and as you can see, there's another one there. Golem first. And we're going to try not to fall off, although that is likely. Ow. I went forward much too soon there. Yeah, jump attack. I drink, you do another jump attack. Retaliate. Now, if I remember correctly, this is more or less a straightaway. And decently wide. I got a bit close to the edge there. We'll know for sure if it is or isn't if I die. This is a bitch. Because it's very easy to slide sideways off of this fucking little platform we're on. I have died so many times just sliding off of this thing. Oh, fuck you. Uh-oh. Oh god, that was close. And you can slide in both directions, too, so... Okay. Blue taut knot chunk. Okay. We seem to be fine. So, and if memory serves, both the golden golems in here do not respawn. So, even if we end up getting into death to something, we're fine. Now, as you can see, there's a path. This path is not fun. We're not going to do it. But your prism stones. You want to use your prism stones for this bit, because you can throw them out in front of you, and if there is path, they'll stay on it, and if there's not, they'll fall. So you can use them to inch forward, chuck one out, see if there's a path, if you're unsure. But this path up ahead is actually pretty winding, and kind of hard to follow, and incredibly not worth our time. A white slab or something over there. Blue slab, maybe. I don't remember. I don't care. Also, the best way to get to it is through here. Fuck off, crystal lizards. Then you go over... I think it was through here? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was actually the back. Well, no. Yeah, I think it was actually overhead. This is just a crystal lizard cave. But, worth knowing, crystal lizard cave. We only got one, but such is life. Imminent fall. What they're talking about is if you go to the side there, or if you fall onto it. Not what you do. It's not actually like, oh, you're going to fall if you go straight. I don't remember how complex, or if it is complex. I think this is mostly a straightaway. You can see you go on there anyways. So that was the better part of Crystal Caves. This is the last and not so good part. There's just a bunch of man-eating clams. Just a shit ton of them. Just shuck dough all over the place. 'Cause fuck you. You want to go fight the boss and not have a billion enemies that are kind of out of place and just put there for no reason? Too fucking bad. You don't get that. Not allowed. I dropped Twinkling Titanite if memory serves. They can actually be pretty dangerous. Like, they're no issue for us because Vi just staggers them. Lighter weapons have slightly more issue. I also dropped Purging Stones, which cure Curse, so that's... I don't know, maybe that's a rationale behind them being here, because Seath can curse you, and they're giving you a way to cure it if you do get cursed, but they're just a pain. Pretty easy to aggro multiple. But yes, they have a head... If I want to just see, I'll see their attacks. They have Headbutt. They have a very fast kick. They have that little side-to-side double attack. You know, show me the kick? Showed me the kick. And they have a grab, which we're not going to show. So you can't block grabs and not want to take a bunch of damage. Also, you got to walk through them to be able to tell if there's an item. It doesn't actually show because they're too big. They're just a pain. Fuck you. Alright, dealt with. Got our full Havels, which is good. See, we don't want to get cursed. Havels is the best curse resistance you'll get. Mostly. Actually, if we really want to optimize, Xanthos Crown gives significantly more. There might be other things that give, like, similar. And you can also run the Curse Bite Ring. But I've got Dingy Robe. Forgot how much that gave. That's a Firekeeper's robe. Oh, Moonlight Robe, huh. Well, of armors with actual defense, it's the best you're going to get. But we're gonna run this stupid hat for fun. I know I've mixed and matched some pieces to maximize curse resistance in the past, but you're generally pretty safe as long as you play this fight smart of not getting cursed. And honestly, we're more likely to die to his tail swings because we're going to be trying to cut off the tail. If you don't bother trying to cut off the tail, this fight is a breeze. If you try and cut off the tail like we're going to do, it can get a little dicey. Also, this is Seath's Crystal of Invincibility. He'll regenerate any damage he takes if you don't break it. Which we could do. Or we get him to break it himself. And he gets a bit flaily and is not too happy with the irony. And we get a nice attack on his tail. And then he does his tail swipes, and we get the fuck out because they do absurd amounts of damage and cover a ridiculous area. Come this way. And yes, then he turns around and his tail kind of and is out of our range. And we have to run around again. And it's really hard to reach because it is so swooshy. And you have to make sure you hit near the tip. In fact, I'm not 100% sure I'm even hitting near enough the tip. Well, let's take a minute. Seath is quite an interesting design. Actually, maybe we should try and get the tail before we take a minute to appreciate the design. Big fucking dragon. No legs. Weird tentacle things. Crystal ass. Fancy butterfly wings. Needs to stop fucking turning with me. Oh god, your tail is in the wall, you asshole! I don't think I'm hitting it on enough. I need to get out of here. Yeah, he has a big AoE Crystal Nova attack. Not of the Crystal Maiden kind. Oh, here comes the tail! Slam, slam, slam. Apparently that hit me. Missed that. Slam and swish, swish. Swish, swish. I'm amazed I'm out of range of that. Ow. Ow. Yeah, see, it's really, really easy to die to his tail. It hurts. This boss quadruples at least in difficulty when you're trying to cut off his tail. Honestly, we could abandon the tail and not even lose anything out from it. We're not going to be using the Moonlight Greatsword. I just want to, for some reason. But if it goes on too much longer, I'm just going to abandon it. Plus, if it goes on too much longer, he's going to die. Probably if I fall below 2 Estus or something is when I'll give up. And just kill him. Seriously! Oh, shit. Dramatic music. You okay? Oh. Sweepy Crystal Breath. I think this is the Nova. Hey! And now his tail attack is less dangerous. Still dangerous, just less dangerous. Honestly, though, you can fight him from the front. I think it was around here-ish. That's a pretty good safe spot. You can just hit him, and a few of his attacks, I think, just outright miss you, or don't do all that much damage. Yay! Also, if you're fast, you get the Silver Serpent ring on before you get the souls. Or before the souls appear, you get the bonus. Just a nice little thing to do if you want a little extra. All the clams spawn back in. Whatever. Got ourselves a nice few levels there. Up to level 90. Not bad. And temporarily warped Firelink Shrine. And look who it is.
Oh, hello again. We're both managing quite well, aren't we? But I haven't found my father yet. Have you seen him?
I have.
Really? Then I must be off. I'm sorry he's caused you trouble. He has a knack for that. If you just stay put.
I know, right? Shameful. I wonder. I'd be under half at least. So before we wrap up, let's see if our maiden, our fair maiden, is in. If she's not up here in front of the altar, then that was her body we found. R.I.P. her quest line. No, we completed her quest line. R.I.P. her as a vendor, I should probably be saying. But I don't think that's the case. I think you find her hollow, not her body. Yeah.
Hello. I will never forget what you did. I am deeply indebted, for it was not within my power to save Vince or Nico. I cannot thank you enough. In case you have not heard, I am Rhea of Thorland.
She was Rhea.
I only wish there was some way I could help you.
Spelled different, though.
But I am inexperienced, and I only know the art of miracles.
Yeah, you suck.
If that could be of any help, speak to me again.
By the way, if you have the Art of Life Drain, if you're in that covenant, she has 7 humanity, if memory serves, you can get from her by using the Dark Hand on her.
I would be most maybe.
And she sells miracles! Woo! Wrath of God, Magic Barrier, Talisman, general bullshit. Also divine shit. And she teaches a gesture. What do you got to say?
Vince and Nico were fooled by a lout named Patches and turned into hollows.
Horrifying.
My prayers did them no good. It is my ignorance, my frailty that has sealed their fates.
Pretty much.
Perhaps Petrus realized my weakness all along.
Probably.
And thus made the decision to abandon me.
Kind of.
I can hardly blame him now.
Pretty much. But he's also a dickhead who kills you for no reason,
Vince
so.
and Nico were fooled.
Yeah, blah, blah.
And thus I can hardly blame him now. Then be safe.
Very or Knox. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. So yeah, if you buy, by the way, if you buy all of her miracles, pretty much all vendors will disappear when you've depleted their stocks. With the exception of Laurentius, who disappears when you tell him about the special pyromancies. But if you deplete her stocks, if you buy all of her miracles, she loses her reason to be around and maybe live or something, and she ends up in the cells in the Duke's Archives. Probably gets kidnapped. How, why, who knows. The other people, when they depleted their stuff, actually go off and try and do something. For example, this guy.
There you are. Just so you know, Master Logan has left on his own again. It seems that he is still determined to find the famed Regal archives in Anor Londo, and I have decided that I must search for him. Oh, hello, and pray.
Yes. He, by the way, will now... I can't remember if he does this... If you're already buying from him, or if you could learn sorceries from him, I feel like he doesn't leave. But since we can't, he's going to leave. He's going to try and get to Anor Londo. He's going to fail. He's going to get to Sen's Fortress, be stuck there, and go hollow. Just like Laurentius, if he tries to go down to Blight Town, he gets to Blight Town, but he fails to actually find the pyromancy lady, and he goes hollow. pay Siegmeyer a visit. By the way, I'm not sure if you're noticing a pattern, but most NPCs tend to end their quest line with going hollow. They try and do something. Maybe you try and help them, maybe not. But if they lose their purpose, whatever that purpose may be, selling you stuff is often the case. And you saw the elevator pop up again. But if you, for example, you buy, the people who sell to you, you buy all their stuff. They have nothing more, they have no reason to stick around because they were indebted to you, but the debt's paid. They leave on their own quests. They fail. They give up. Excuse me. They go hollow. That is a pretty consistent theme. Logan, who will not buy all his stuff. If you buy all of his stuff from him, also as you visit in the Duke's archives, he seems to be slipping more and more into madness. But he finally reaches this place of knowledge that he'd always wanted. He eventually starts to lose himself. You buy all of his magic. He seemingly has no, or is unable to invent more magic. Maybe he's just unsatisfied. Whatever the reason. He eventually goes mad. He takes off all of his clothes except for his hat. He invents a magic that imitates a dragon's breath, which, as the game points out, is a little fucked up. And he attacks you on sight, and after staying in Seath's old room, the room at the top of the Duke's archives where you are supposed to lose to Seath. It's a thing. Whether or not he goes mad because of stuff he learned, because of just the inactivity of sitting in a room reading all day, or because he ran out of stuff that interest him to learn and didn't know what to do with his life anymore, is unclear. But for whatever reason it is, he does end up going mad. Also, Onion Bro is asleep, on his feet, in Blighttown. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Really?
Oh, excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. You see, I'm actually in a bit of a fix. I've made it this, but I'm short on antidote moss for the trip back. By my knighthood, I'm ashamed to ask, but can you spare a few scraps of moss?
I can.
Fantastic. Thank you. A saint you are. This Knight of Katarina expresses his deepest gratitude. I shall not forget this. Please, take this, a symbol of my appreciation.
Thanks, bro. I'll never use it ever.
Our fates do seem entwined, don't they? Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn.
I suspect not, but you never know.
The poison swamp, like quicksand in there.
I'm sure you'll manage. Manage he does. We will next find him in Lost Izalith. Honestly, not bad, Onion Bro. Getting down to Lost Izalith is no mean feat. Like I said, dude's good. He has his issues. He seems to run into a lot of problems, but in the end, he seems to get by alright. I might make a suggestion that he'd be alright by himself if you didn't help him, but help him you do, because you're around and you can. And why wouldn't you? Something dies. We're just here for the warp. I didn't feel like using a homeward bone. Alright. Now we could... we'll save that bit for later. We're gonna head to the Daughters of Chaos. And we're gonna call it a night here. I'm gonna swap back into, I could go Smoes. Going Golem. Be in Golem armor for a bit. We were in Havels for a while. Let's go back to Golem. Return our ring to the proper one. And the next time... Oh, almost forgot. One more thing before we call it. A body has appeared. Kirk's. People have suggested, whether this is true or not, it's all, I mean, speculation, we'll never know. They've suggested that perhaps Kirk, who kept invading you, is invading to gain humanity to give to the Fair Lady. He is someone in her covenant who simply seeks to gather humanity to give to her. Whether that's true or not, who can say? But his body being here and in the locations he invades in, lends the possibility to it. It's also possible that maybe he just kept invading you because he was here and he failed and he's like, fuck, and gave up and died in this room for an unrelated reason. Maybe he tried to attack the Fair Lady out of frustration after being unable to kill you and Enyi got him. Who fucking knows? Whatever the reason, Kirk is gone. Next time, perhaps someone else will share his fate. Next time, we're going to probably finish the game. We're going to complete Siegmeyer's quest. We're going to see the Great Hollow and what lies beneath. And then we're going to do the DLC. And then finally, we'll wrap up by killing Lord Gwyn. You'll probably make it in next playthrough, or at next time's play. We'll see. But for now, ciao.